Hi guys, welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. We kickstart a brand new day. The SGX Nifty is indicating that the start will be about 200 points higher, and a lot of global markets, the US market shot up as well overnight. So let's see how things progress in our own markets. But first up, let's go across to our entire research team to find out all the stocks that you need to be watching out for as you head into trade this morning. Anuj, first to you, before the stocks, on the market itself, if we do see this big gap up opening, how does one approach it?
Yeah, you can't buy obviously after 200-point gap up. Sonia, you should have had the courage to buy on Monday, but then, that's easier said than done. So, what you do is very simple. 9,000 is the closing level. 200-point gap up takes the Nifty to 9,200. 9130 is the congestion zone, erstwhile congestion zone. If the market gives you after 200-point dip, any kind of 200-point rally, any kind of dip of about 40-50 points, I think that would be a great buying opportunity with somewhere around 9,100 as a stop loss. If that starts to break, then that theory is nullified. And in that, I think you should look at bullish stocks. Bharti Airtel, I've been talking about it for some time now. That continues to be in a bull market of its own. So that's a stock that you could look at. And I think once again, for me, the focus would be on the bank Nifty and on ICICI Bank, because that's one stock where you've seen, some sign of perhaps bottom creation. On Monday, there was profit taking, but I would want to see if that rally in Bank Nifty and in particular ICICI Bank is resuming or not. So these would be my two stocks to watch. And on the index, somewhere around 9150, 60, if you get an opportunity, I think that would be great.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye out on Bharti and ICICI Bank. But as we know, the lockdown in India has been extended till the 3rd of May. So Lata, there'll definitely be economic damage across most sectors. What are you watching out for today?
No, exactly. I mean, Anuj may be right in the way people are positioned on a stock like ICICI, but I think it will be negative. The announcement of the extension is negative financials. First of all, it's negative for everybody. I mean, whether it's a Larsen, a capital goods maker, or a construction company, construction is postponed, or aviation or hotels. Across the line, life is another 3 weeks off your revenue earning potential. And that means what? Bad loans. There is no way you can run away from it. You can give whatever moratorium. Everybody cannot come back after a 3 month of no revenues. Only some can survive. And that will mean all that pain will show up on the financials. So while an individual stock like ICICI or even an index may be differently positioned today, my sense is the lockdown news is financials negative. No taking away from that. Okay, with that...
Okay, Lata, thanks a lot for that. Let's move on then. And, there's news on Hindalco. So let's go across to Nisha for that. Nisha?
Thanks for that, Anuj. Good morning, everybody. So yes, it is a big transaction, but remember the valuations have been on the pre-COVID-19 era. So that is a negative. Of course, a leverage buyout by any company is a no-no, and also the demand scenario is going to be bleak going forward. These are the challenges that it will face. But two positives I want to highlight over here. First, of course, the deal size is going to be much lower because two assets are going to be divested. One duffel plant almost gone for $340 million, and also Lewis Port expected to go in another $700 million. And if that happens, the overall deal size is going to go down by $1 billion, and therefore the leverage. And the second important aspect, auto and aerospace. This was supposed to be ramped up, but because of the divestiture, it's not happening. Maybe a blessing in disguise, because these two sectors are not going to perform well in terms of demand going forward. Oh,
that's excellent observations. Thank you very much for that, Nisha. So something positive in the post-COVID era for this deal, the way it has shrunk. Mangalam, Z was one of the worst performers on Monday with good reason, the investment in their subsidiary. Did the con call clarify anything?
Well, we're none the wiser post the con call, Lata, because the company did say a couple of things. The first one, of course, was the timing of the deal. So they will infuse this sort of money over the next 24 months. And over the next 10 years, they envisage an infusion of around 1,250 odd crores, which a lot of analysts believe would be front-loaded. The second thing that we learn is this project will break even in the 4th year. And, there are some operating synergies. However, analysts believe that, at a time like this, the company could have easily knocked the doors of any venture capitalists or any sort of PEs to raise this sort of money, because conserving cash in this time is extremely important. Over and above all of that, they believe that, you know, ad environment or ad revenue environment is also bleak. So despite the management saying that their 50% operating cash flow to net profit guidance has taken care or has been thought out of when they made this investment, the street believes that the company will go ahead and have to revise that. So we'll have to give a wide berth to Z.
Okay, wide berth to Z. This is a stock that has more than halved in the last 6 months itself, and we know the damage that it has seen over the years. Thanks, Mangalam, for that. But let's go across to Ekta now. She has a couple of more stocks that could be in the news this morning. Hi, Ekta. Good morning.
Hi, morning. Well, I'm following a lot of the pharmaceutical and healthcare stocks today. So Metropolis is in focus. Expect the stock to be in the red today, as sources have told us that Carlyle is going to sell around 13% stake in the company in a block deal today. Floor price at 1100 rupees, which is around 11% or 17% in terms of a discount to the closing price. Biocon has launched pegfilgrastim in the Australian market, so positive news coming in for them. Dr. Reddy's has launched 2 drugs in the US. One is Iveco generic, which is basically used for attention deficit disorders, etc., as well as the authorized generic of a particular drug used for chest pain in the US markets. And lastly, InfoEdge reports indicate that Zomato may be buying Grofers in an all-stock deal, valuing it at $750 million, but Grofers to CNBC-TV18 has denied these reports.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Ekta. Anisha, you have some other stocks?
Well, yes, Lata, I'm looking for some ratings action that has happened, and especially in the NBFC and steel space. So, for example, Moody's has actually changed the outlook to negative from stable for Muthoot Finance, as well as for IIFL Finance arm. India Infoline Finance Limited, they have placed the ratings for review under downgrade as well. And for Chalet Hotels as well, we have seen a change in outlook for the long-term rating, which has been revised from stable to negative. And for steel sector as well, they talk about the COVID-19 impact, because this is one of the worst hit areas. And their Jindal Steel and Power's outlook has been revised from positive to under watch with negative implications. And JSW Steel has also been kept for review for downgrade. So let's see how it pans out. But looks like negative views coming in for NBFCs as well as steel sector. Back to you.
All right, Anisha, thanks a lot for that. And to wrap things up, here's Sonal with some more stocks and news.
Good morning, Anuj. A handful of stocks that I'll be watching out for. Let me start with Trident. They have started new product range which caters to hospital products. So something like medical textiles range like body suits, hospital curtains and masks is something that the company will be manufacturing. Galaxy Surfactants, they had informed the exchanges that they have opened some of their plants, and in one of their plants there has been a blast, because of which there are some fatalities. However, the company says that they will ensure that this does not happen again. We have IRCTC. They have extended the cancellation of passenger train services, and also for the cancelled trains they will be giving full refund of fares to the passengers. We have some resumptions as well. We have DFM Foods, their Noida facility has opened with permissions, and Wellspin Corp also, they have partially resumed their operations at their plant in Anjar and some of their pipeline projects. So all these stocks will be in focus today.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Sonal. Well, I just want all of you who watch us every day to know that our girls, I mean even our boys, but our girls, so Sonia and Ekta and Sonal are all not even having professional makeup. So they're inherently very pretty people, as you can see. Well, on that note, we'll take a break. And we are going to be back and talk serious stuff. Arvind Sanger of Geosphere Capital is going to join us in a minute.